Walmart and OpenAI have begun a partnership, and it was announced 2 days ago. And a lot of persons are talking about it. And I wanted to come on and share with you how you, as a business owner, can learn from this and give you a different perspective on where this partnership is going. If you're new here, I am Michelle O'Connor. I'm a business growth strategist, and I help women entrepreneurs who are over 40 to create profitable businesses without burnout and overwhelm. So let's jump into it. When we heard about this partnership, I'm sure one of the things that a lot of persons thought of was, this is good and this is nothing new. We probably expected something like this to happen. You may have also thought that, you know what, Walmart, the size, based on the size of Walmart, I can't compete. But I want you to understand that this partnership is not just about technology, it's about information. And information is power, data is power, and that is how you are going to be driving the growth of your business. So, what this reminds us of is that in this world, information is our competitive advantage. And if you're not using it strategically, then your competitors are. And I'm going to be giving you a few examples as we go along. Now, I want you to think about what this partnership is going to do, or even how you use OpenAI. And I think about myself. I would normally go to Google. However, I get this long list of options that I feel so confused trying to go through. Also, I don't want the persons who have, I don't want the sponsored versions because I feel that is not authentic. These people paid to be at the top. No, I want the persons below that, where those persons probably got there because persons really clicked and people were using their information. So, what you want to think about is that as entrepreneurs or as CEOs, what you're learning from this lesson with Walmart is, how am I going to use information to grow my business? And I want to give you a few examples as we go through. The first thing is, use data as your new strategy. I talk to people a lot about creating business plans and creating plans for your business. And one of the things that I want you to remember is, use the data. Don't judge it. Don't feel bad about it. So think about a product or a service that you offer. Act like you are the ideal client. If you have your persona description documented, read that persona description to chat. Hey, I am a 40-year-old woman who's a CEO. I am operating a profitable business. However, I am constantly being dragged between my obligations to my family and myself and my friends and my work. I feel overwhelmed and I feel burnt out, and I don't think I have the energy to go like this for the next 10 years. Be real about it. Can you give me the top 10 business consultants in my area? Name your area. I would name the area. When chat gives me that list, the next question I'm going to ask is, what made you choose this top five? What was unique about what they offer? And then you're going to now use that information and look at your business. I've done that before for mine. They have websites. They have multiple source of data across the various platforms. Their Google rating. You're also going to do that, right? And use that information now in your planning. Use that information as you're going through and thinking about, how am I now going to grow? Because this is now your growth map. So in your toolkit, when you're doing your competitor research, simplify it. If you're in healthcare, ask chat for the top five. If you're a plumber, regardless of the service that you offer, I want you to ask chat, because Walmart is staying ahead because they're predicting customer needs, and that's what you want to do. You want to predict what your customer needs are. And if your customers are looking for 5-star reviews, you say to your team, hey team, guess what? We need to ensure that when our customers leave, we ask them for a Google review. Simple as that. Or our customers are looking for us on various platforms. What are those platforms? Have that conversation with your AI, because it's all about data. Know what you're doing is preparing your team for the AI driven future that exists, because it's not about replacing persons. I know that's a lot of the conversations that we have, but it's about elevating your team with information. Encourage them to ask better questions. I often say to people, we're in coaching sessions together and persons are asking for permission. Do you think it's a good idea for me to do this? No. You want to ask specific questions that's going to drive growth. So when you find out who the top five are, if you're not in that top five, you want to know what caused chat to pull this top five. Because remember, chat is getting that information from the web. You then take that data, you look at your where you are, and you see how it is that you can bridge that growth gap. And then you train your team to do the very same thing, because that is what is going to help you. Because as I said before, this is really all about data and how to use data. So don't let it make you feel overwhelmed. I know sometimes it can be, but I wanted you to look at beyond this partnership with OpenAI and Walmart, beyond a large organization taking this up. What does it mean for you as a business owner? Another thing that I encourage you to do is put your name in. It's scary. I did it, and while it pulled my information, it had somebody else's picture. And I'm like, that's not me. Let's correct this. That's not me. It had somebody else's picture. Another thing it did was it gave me some gaps. So it would have said, oh, Michelle T. O'Connor, this is who she is. This is her LinkedIn profile. This is her YouTube. This is her website. We weren't able to find a lot of research data. We weren't able to find a lot of case studies. And I had to think to myself, oh, I need to write down research data, meaning I need to get some of my papers published. They didn't find a lot of case studies. I probably need to look back at my testimonials. Data is king. And if your clients are going to be using chat to search for product or service, you want to make sure that you are the one who is popping up in their feed. Don't feel bad if you're not popping up in their feed. No. And you can also let chat know, don't compare me with X, Y, and Z, because you also have to think about your company values. Are some of the things that drives you as well. But I want you to think about that. I want you to think about how you're showing up. What are the things that you're going after? But I encourage persons, when you are developing your strategic plan, your toolkit should include your competitor scan. Your toolkit must include, guys, your competitor analysis, because without it, you're operating in a room. It's almost as if you're locked away for years and you have completely forgotten that there's another world that's out there that's operating. You exist in a world with other competitors and other people. So the Walmart AI partnership is a sign of times, I would say. And it's telling us that those of us who will learn to use information, not just collect it, you're not just storing data, will lead the way for business growth. So I'm going to drop a link below to a ebook that you can use as well. One of the things I did in that ebook is I showed persons how every single information you capture, you can use it to make decisions for growth. So whether it's a SWOT analysis that you're doing, whether you're looking at what worked and what didn't work, whether you're looking at your competitor, your environmental analysis, how can you use that information, that data for growth? So I hope this helped. And if you want to learn more about integrating your insights into your quarterly planning, I want you to join my community, and I want you to send me a message and let me know if you believe that this helped, because don't feel overwhelmed. I don't want you to feel overwhelmed. Remember, that is my goal. I don't want you to feel overwhelmed. So this partnership is a big deal, but using it, understanding that behind the partnership, the real deal is about information and how we will use information in the future. And you want to pop up as one of those top persons in OpenAI. And even if you're not there right now, that can be your path to growth. So here's the planning better for business growth using AI. Bye.